Good morning and welcome back to day 6 plus 1. I mean, I'm holding the phone with that now, so it's kind of difficult to do 6, but day 6 of this Ensuite build. If you've been following along, you know exactly where I'm up to, what's going down and what's happening. If you haven't, skip back, have a check, see what you think. See the spaces come along nicely. We have a stud wall, we have a doorway built ready to come in from the bedroom. You have many things happening over here, a nice sort of built up area for the bath to sit on to allow the waste to run. You have the beginnings and the shape of a beautiful cupboard, hand built and bespoke. That's very nice. Unit, the skeleton ready for the sink to rest on, for the toilet to go on, and the plumbing space for the shower is going in here. Bob's your Uncle Fanny's yard. Right, now the next thing today is going to be this doorway. We say goodbye, we shift it. This is not going to be a family bathroom, it's not going to be like a jacket, it's not going to be shared by anyone. It's going to be legit for this bedroom and that's it. So that doorway has to go. So that's getting ripped out, re-blocked up, and then there was originally, quite handily I believe, a doorway just here behind these units. So obviously I've just reconfigured stuff as they've kind of done it. I think the client said that this originally was 2 bedrooms. I'm not bloody surprised because it's bloody enormous in here. Big old space, plus the fact you can get that kind of ensuite. So yes, it was a bedroom. So we're going to bring this doorway back in, going to move that door hopefully into this space, reuse where you can. Jobs are good, happy days, that will go in there. Block that one up, and then that means I'm ready for like the shower tray to go in and all that kind of stuff there, get that plasterboarded, ready to rock and roll for tiling. So that is my plan for first thing this morning. It's a good plan, I like a good plan. Obviously, as you all know, the regulars. Cup of tea. That's how I like to do. Right, I'm gonna get set up, get ready to rock and roll, and then get that doorway ripped out. I'll be back in a mo. So, I'm now in the hallway, and I'm trying to find out exactly where the door's gonna be, so I could tell, hollow. And I started to dig in a bit, like, it's just a bit odd, like, it's just really thick. It's like, if they breeze blocked it or something, but it sounds hollow. So no, they haven't. What the hell is going on? Well, what the hell is going on is, I don't know if you can see, 3 layers of plasterboard. 3. That's fine, it's only me who's got to rip it out, it's cool. But that did confuse me for it. So basically, when they blocked it up, they brought the wrong size stud and were like, oh God, what do we do? I don't know, I'll buy 3 lots of plasterboard and stick that on top of it. Fine, okay, cool. Anyway, so you can now see that's what I've got to rip out from this side. So that will obviously go into that room, which is lovely, once I get through 3 layers of plasterboard, which is surprisingly difficult to go through. I'm not going to mechanically do it because if you ever cut one piece of plasterboard with, like, say, a fine tool or something, you know the amount of plumage that you can get. So going through 3 layers of the bloody stuff, it's going to be a pain in the ass. So I'm going to do it the old school way. Yeah, plasterboard saw. It's all right, it'll warm me up the first thing in the morning, will it? So, yeah, great. So there you go, time lapse, beautiful. Big hole, happy days, the old door. See the metal lintel up there as well, so ready to go. Yeah, socket on this side, that's no worries. I'll just cap that off. And actually I'm gonna use the feed for something else over this way. And then you come into the low bedroom, and you can see, there's the socket. There's a hole I poked through. There's that side of it. So the basic door is gonna come to somewhere along there, which is beautiful. Although the one slight thing is, and don't tell the client this, she's ordered some lovely IKEA units to go on this wall and this wall. And at no point did either of us think to measure where the door's actually gonna come in. We kind of just both naturally, when we're just talking and chatting, yeah, the door's gonna be over there in the corner, because you quickly look at the hall, you think you know where it is, and you kind of look in here and you kind of go, yeah, yes, over there, so we'll find you, blah, 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 crack on the bathroom, but, and actually it's right there. I mean, it doesn't affect me in the slightest. That is where the door is going. That is all there is to it, because I've run out of hallway to put it in. So yeah, it just means you have to put those units across this section instead. So it's just twisted stuff around as you go, but there you go. Anyway, I'm gonna belt the crap out of this side once I've got rid of that plasterboard stuck in the skip. And there we go, 1 hole done. That sounded completely wrong. Ignore that. Look at that. Can you see? I don't know. Can you see the sweat? It's not all glamorous, you know. Sometimes you've got to work hard. To be fair, I work hard every day. But you know that. So, there you go. Beautiful. One doorway. Reintroduced back into the world. You know, when they blocked it up, I bet I thought, now it's ever going to bosh this door back out again. And then, lo and behold, Steve rocks up and goes, you know what? I fancy having that door back. So I'm going to have it. So that was done. Obviously, like I say, you've got the socket there, but I can ask them that to sort it out. No worries. There is, ironically, some sort of weird, I don't know, security device. Now, apparently, the client says that it's completely defunct and it's not working and stuff like that. But ask any tradesman. We don't like security stuff. It's a pain in the arse. If you trigger it accidentally, the bloody thing goes off. It's a pain. Sometimes they are defunct and they are switched off, but you never know. So I'm gonna play it safe. But luckily there's enough cable that I'll just reroute it and put it on that side of the frame, because I ain't pissing around with it. So I say there's a little steel run across there, support the whole thing. So ready to rock and roll. So now I'll get this one pulled out door frame. I'll measure it up and see and make sure it fits in that one. If it doesn't, I'll just adjust the door line a little bit where I need to. Chuck the door down if I have to, and then Bob's your uncle and Fanny is your aunt. That's the time I start. It is 9:30, so half hour in tea break, so happy days. And I'm a bit like parched after all that. And ironically, look, I'd be water there, fell on the floor, so now I'm going to be completely dehydrated, and I finished my tea earlier as well. It's all right, I'll sort it, trust me. And there you go. One door frame on the floor, ready to go. Still mostly in one piece, which is fantastic. All it remains is to clean it up. So basically, angle grinder, your baby one, chop those buttons, nails out, and I can take that and stick it in that hole over there. And I can block this bad boy up. I love when the plan comes together, and it usually does, eventually. So I've just measured my old new frame, because it's technically both, and it doesn't go onto here. It wants to fit flush onto the old breeze. So what I'm going to do is just take these bad boys, that end, smack it with a hammer, and basically chisel off that flush bit there to get rid of that overlap on that bit. And then it should fit in pretty much perfectly. It's going to be tight, but it's nothing that a hammer can't take care of. Right, so I've had a look at this wiring. So obviously you've got like, there's a socket here, socket over there, and there's one on the back of that other wall. So I figured out on the very, very old fuse board which one isolates them. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to obviously disconnect this socket. I'm going to run this one, this single one, chase it, channel it up in the wall, vertically. I'm just off to Screwfix to pick up some cable and a cable protector as well for in the wall. Don't forget to do that when you're doing stuff. Just, it's dirt cheap and protects in case somebody does go to a drill or something. At least going to hit steel before they hit the cable, right? Top tip. I'm going to send it back up into the loft, cut a little hole in there. I'm going to bring it then down across there. I'm going to bring that, just chase that back across there. You can see where it enters the wall. So chase all this bit out across there, get the cables into this wall, notch out, and then I'll run a connection between these two to one single new cable, which will go up, and that'll be the joint up in the loft connecting to this side, which makes sure that everything stays live. What I can then do as well is this one. I'm going to obviously drop the socket, make some Wago protection connections in the back, which basically just means it connects them up and just doesn't need a socket. I use tried one so that you can got the because it's like a ring, so there's like two going in there. I've got a 3er, so then I can make a connection into that. I'll then chase this bit of wall out just here, bring it into my stud work, across into there, and then that'll be the feed for the macerator tool as well, which would be on a fused isolation switch. So yeah, I wasn't expecting to do like electrical stuff today, but the cables are there, so bugger it, why not? Go with the flow. So I'm gonna go to Screwfix, pick up some bits and pieces, electrical stuff, come back, start chasing, happy days. Right, that was quite a bit of a deviation into electrical zone, but there you go. You can now see that one is now chased up, goes up into the loft, cuts across and returns back down inside my stud book. I'll tie up all the cables, I just want to get it all connected, done and dusted. So for those of you who don't know, these are Wagos. So that's what they do, come in different sizes, you connect different amounts of cables to one another. They are absolutely bloody brilliant. You can just see the pokes in, don't you just see just inside. You see it just poking through the copper? There you go, so you know it's definitely home, definitely there. and that ain't never, ever coming out. In fact, I think, and Sparkies can let me know because I do this sort of stuff, but I'm not a Sparky. I think they're the only one that's approved to be buried in the wall because they don't loosen off. I mean, these two sockets that I just undone, literally, I barely touched them and they were just already loose. You know, that's what happens over time, that sockets just become loose, and that's when you kind of get arcing and just kind of become a bit dicey. So yeah, these two were awful, barely connected. There's the sockets connected there. That's the one that's there. Again, it's all getting tied up, buried in the wall, but it's connected. Over here, here's the old socket on the floor. Gone. There's the way it goes, connected up. What was already in there, job done. You can now see that runs across there, in there, and there is now my feed, which I think it's a 3 amp fuse, 5 amp fuse for the master race to be connected, so it can be isolated and all that kind of stuff. So that is that done. All I've got to do is tighten up that one again, because I loosened him off just to sort of give him a bit of freedom. I'll test the connections, those, tighten that one up, and then yeah, got to turn it all back on. And then I have a big tidy up, and then I can start getting that door frame in, which I started about 2.5 hours ago. So all that work, getting all out and everything else, and doing electrics, and literally took me 6 minutes to put the frame in one piece. Didn't have to chop off anything, no trimmage on that. It's just straight in, bim bam boff. I put 4 fixings in it just to kind of get me started and get the door, make sure it swings and operates correctly. If I'm happy with that, then I'll put a few extra fixings in it and see if the door works. I mean, come on. Door closes everything. That's not too shabby, is it? I'll step back so you can see the whole thing of this. Look at that. Beautiful bit of bonding in there. Obviously, once the cable is actually running into that space, there's me metal conduits just over here. That'll get done in, bond it up, bond around the frame. Same the other side, because I see all the chasing you see me do. It does do some damage sometimes. So, bit in that corner across there, making a good bit of fill across the top and around there. Apart from that, happy days. One doorway moved, which is pretty good actually. I'm really tough there, considering the drag effect of the electrical stuff. But actually, you know, some of that I need to do anyway. So, like I say, that's in. I'm a happy boy. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for today. So I'll be back tomorrow. Whatever you're up to, have a blasted good one, and I shall see you soon in the morning. And don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and all those kind of jibs and jabs and all those kind of stuff that you can do. Marvellous. I'll catch you tomorrow.